This is Erica Glessing, and you're joining me for the Erica Glessing Show. And today's 8 minutes, just stay tuned, hold your hat on. We're going to be flying. I have a beautiful guest. She's got amazing energy. She will probably uplift you. So just, if you're in a bad mood, this is perfect. Welcome, Maggie Emerson. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you, Erica. Thanks for having me.
A transformational expert. Maggie helps me with just feeling better about me no matter who I am. Maggie lives here in Colorado still?
I still am in Colorado, yes.
Yeah. So, and you do a lot of work now helping mamas and single mamas, which I'm both. I mean, I am one mama and I'm not married, so there we go. But I was. Yep. So Maggie and I have been having a lot of silliness as we were doing our pre-chat. And so if there's a little bit of innuendo, you're not imagining things.
That's true.
So let's just look at this whole thing of like having a business and being a mom. And then like this morning I was getting one of my kids ready for school and she didn't want to go to school. I mean, she didn't feel well. And I got this huge mope on because all my space was like crunched on. But she's important, and of course I do work from home, so it's like not like I have to stop working, but I just like those kinds of things where, and then my other kid, she didn't want to go to school, but I said it'd be a good idea for her to go to school, so she changed her mind, she did go to school. But those kinds of things, like how do you balance it with like your business and being a mom?
The balancing the business and being a mom is a day-to-day thing. Every day is absolutely different. Like this morning, I forgot to feed myself. I got dizzy later in the day.
Oh no!
Right? Yeah. And so he was put first to get him out the door to school, so I could get up to what I wanted to do. And even for today, being like just as an example, today I have a friend picking him up at the bus stop because I have later meetings today, so that he can have a play date and I can get stuff done. Whereas other days, I pick him up at 3 and we go. So I really have to take a zoom out approach to every day of how do I want to create this, what's required to get done, and what do I need to put in place to allow this to happen, so that when I'm with my kid too and during the day, I'm happy and not crunchy.
Right. And not crunchy. That's so important. And I think that unexpectedness of everything like is what throws me too. Like I'm an energy sensitive. And so if my daughter's not in a good mood, I'm like influenced by that. Like it's so challenging. And I have 3 children. So you can imagine all the energy in this house. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Very different. And even when my kiddo will stay home, it's one of my biggest challenges is letting go of what my expectation of my day was going to be if he was at school.
Right.
And then really finding the flow of, okay, how can I, if he's sick, tend to his needs. And also, if I do have a lot of deadlines most days and some fires to put out, and also attend to that without losing myself in the process.
Yeah. And I think when I first started doing some work with access consciousness, it seemed to me at first glance that almost nobody was a mom.
Right.
And so they're like, oh, I got the whim to fly to Australia. And then, oh, I chose to go to, UK. And it was so light. And I just said yes. And I went to Rome for 10 days. And then I went to Costa Rica for a week. And I was like, okay, that's really an interesting thing. Like, I think one of the things I had to do was start seeing them differently. So what are some tools for like working on your own self-growth, even as you're also really nurturing and helping your children grow?
Well, you know what? I really include my kiddo in the shift and change. Like even I look at, I'm doing this new thing, even with my finances, to put more money towards travel for him and I and whatever other adventures we're getting up to. And we've created these envelopes and we put, his money in the envelopes and we're tracking it. And so I include him in the growth of it. And even when I have those moments of I'm really frustrated, I'll just be like, mama needs a moment, like here, go do something. I'll be back in 10 minutes and I'll go have my moment. Right. And it's being transparent to what's going on with me, and sharing that to what he can hear. So that he, and tell him, even like explain how I'm doing it, like I'm asking this question,
Yeah.
and I'll include him in it. Like even like I look back to when he was little, I'd talk him through everything. It was really interesting. And then when he was little, he would talk me through everything. So it was,
oh my goodness.
yeah, it was hilarious because part of it was when he was little, his dad was deployed to Iraq, and it was just me in the States, and my whole family was in Canada. And so that was probably one of the most challenging times where I didn't have a moment to myself whatsoever.
Right. I remember back. That was a while back, but I remember that when just self-care, like taking a bath was this huge thing. It was like, oh my gosh, I got to take a bath today.
And didn't get got interrupted 3 times with that. And so it's evolved from there, but always having that open communication with my kiddo. And it's always helped to just have those conversations and treat him like, you know, the being that he is in a tiny body, and giving him the tools to be like, to have those tools when stuff comes up for him.
I have a funny story. I have an Android phone, and all my chargers took little walks. And so my phone went out, and the kids know if my phone's out, I can't go pick them up. Like I can't, if my phone's out of battery, I can't go pick them up, right? And they're, oh no, Mom, I don't have it. Oh no, I don't have it. And I said, okay, well, all driving anywhere stops until one of you give me a charger. And 2 chargers showed up on my desk like 5 minutes later, because boy, did they want to go to their youth group last night, and they really wanted me to drive them there. And I said, well, I'm not doing it if I don't have a phone, because how are you going to tell me? I mean, it was late at night, so it wasn't like I could just go buy I could have gone and bought another charger, but I knew we had them, and I knew that they'd taken little walks. And so I said, okay, guys, that's no problem. I just will not drive anyone and we won't go anywhere, and we won't get anything until I get a charger back on my desk. And 2 of the 3 came down and brought me chargers within minutes, where were they? They were somewhere in their rooms. So I've been doing some funny things like that, where I kind of just put my foot down and say, okay, well, that's fine. Until something goes back to where it was before. Your kid's probably not quite at that age yet, but mine move things around a lot because they're in their teens.
Absolutely. Well, we are hitting a little bit of that too, of like just really having to put like, no, this is mine. You don't like, and really being clear, this is yours. If you can't find it, you can't charge your thing. Like, this is mine, and it belongs here.
I have a lot of fun with it though, and I am starting to build a business. I'm actually starting a new business for the kids.
Oh yeah.
So I'm pretty interested in it. They're going to be helping me, and then each of them is going to get 1/3 of it. So I'm building it with the intention of it being their businesses.
That's
so I'm
really
letting
cool.
them help. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because I'd like them to have a business cash flow system, each of them, so that whatever they choose, whatever college they choose, whatever they choose, they're going to be able to have income. They're going to have a system for having money. I mean, now it'll die if they don't nurture it. But I'm actually building, I'm doing 30% each, because I won't be here forever. I'm older than you too. I might be here for 40 more years, but what if I'm not, right? And so I'm like, okay, so I'm actually including them in, like I had my son brainstorm things with me for his portion.
Yeah, that's really cool. And that's the exact, like just giving them, those tools to just be on their own.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And know it. Yeah.
It's so empowering, isn't it? It feels so light and good and like interesting. And my oldest has a job, so she has money. She has money coming in all the time.
Very cool.
But she's almost 18, so that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. It's a good thing to have at 18. Yeah.
So if someone wants to have help in this sort of like learning how to be a mom, or being a single mom entrepreneur, what can you recommend? Where can we go? How can we find out more?
So you can find out more at maggie-emerson.com, which is where you can find me. I have some really cool blog posts and posting multiple times a week now. And then you can reach out to me on Instagram and find me on Facebook. And there are very different programs that I run live ongoing. And so that's where you can find me.
Great. Thanks so much, Maggie.
Thank you.